Handsome men earn more. And this isn't some conspiracy theory or cheap motivational talk. It's cold, hard statistics. Male beauty has a price, and guess what? The market is willing to pay for it. Now, if that bothers you, brace yourself. Less attractive men don't just earn less. They lose opportunities before they even open their mouths. Does that seem unfair? Well, life is unfair, and those who understand this early play to win. What do you think happens in a job interview? When two candidates walk into the room, one is wearing a tailored suit, stands upright, smiles confidently, and has perfectly groomed hair. The other, well, he looks like he just rolled out of bed 5 minutes ago. The recruiter, the investor, the boss, no one says it out loud, but the decision is made within seconds. This happens because the world responds to appearance. It always has. Don Draper from Mad Men closed deals before opening his portfolio. Gordon Gekko from Wall Street inspired trust even though he was a corporate shark. James Bond? He doesn't need a resume, he just needs presence. You think these characters are just fiction? They're not. They represent a pattern that the real world rewards. The man who presents himself as a winner has a greater chance of becoming one. Now, here's the good part, because I'm not here to complain about reality. I'm here to show you how to use it to your advantage. Does appearance matter? Yes. But what separates men who thrive from those who settle is what they do with this information. Do you want to keep losing money because you believe that what matters is what's inside? Or do you want to learn how to turn your image into power and your presence into profit? If your answer is the second option, here's what you do. Subscribe to the Man of Elegance channel, turn on notifications, and hit the like button. Because here, we don't accept mediocrity, and neither should you. The halo effect. Beauty as currency in the male market. Have you ever noticed that in action movies, the leader of the group is never the ugly guy? James Bond never has crooked teeth. The CEO in a Wall Street film is never overweight and poorly dressed, and even in TV shows, the winning lawyer looks like he just walked out of a Tom Ford ad. That's not a coincidence. There's a concept called the halo effect, and it has been working against you since the moment you were born. Studies show that when someone looks attractive, they are automatically perceived as more competent, trustworthy, and even more intelligent, even if they don't say a word. Psychologists from Harvard University proved that, in job interviews, more visually appealing candidates are hired more often and, shockingly, even receive higher salaries. Now you might be thinking, but I wasn't born looking like a Hollywood actor. Great, because that means you can stop complaining and start taking action. The game isn't about genetics, it's about how you present yourself to the world. Look around, at your job, in your city, in your social circle. Who are the men that are most successful? They may not be male models, but they dress well, take care of their appearance, stay in shape, and carry themselves with confidence. And while you're sitting there saying, looks don't matter, these guys are signing contracts and dating the most desirable women. Does this mean you have to look like a movie star? No. But it does mean you need to become the best version of yourself. A man who understands that how he presents himself directly impacts how much he earns, how he is treated, and even the opportunities he receives. And if you still think this is nonsense, I challenge you to do an experiment. Spend a week wearing impeccable clothes, grooming your beard and hair, and maintaining a confident posture. Watch how people start treating you differently. Then come back and tell me if appearance doesn't translate into money. Appearance equals authority, and those who understand this get ahead. Think fast. You're about to invest a significant amount of money and have two financial advisors to choose from. The first one wears a flawless suit, has a firm handshake, and a confident gaze. The second one looks like he just crawled out of his basement after a gaming marathon, wears a wrinkled shirt, and has the exhausted eyes of someone who hasn't slept well in weeks. Who would you trust? Now here's the interesting part. The sloppy-looking advisor might actually be more competent. But who cares? Your brain has already made the decision before he even opens his mouth. This is called the halo effect, a psychological bias that makes people assume that those who look successful actually are successful, and this applies to everything. A study from the University of Chicago showed that attractive people earn up to 4% more than less attractive individuals. That might not seem like much, but multiply that by years of a career and see how big the gap becomes. And there's more. People who dress well and exude confidence are more likely to get promoted, regardless of their actual competence. Yes, the world is unfair, but you can use this to your advantage. And here comes the plot twist. This has nothing to do with genetics. You don't need to be Henry Cavill or Brad Pitt. The game is different. It's about knowing how to present yourself as a man who deserves respect, money, and opportunities. So, you have two choices. Keep pretending that what matters is on the inside, while others leave you behind, or invest in your image and let the world treat you like a winner before you even say a word. Your decision. The invisible code of power. Why attractive men are seen as leaders, even without saying a word. Remember your school days? There was always that one guy who wasn't necessarily the smartest in the room, yet everyone followed him. When he spoke, people listened. When he arrived, the group made space for him. Why? Because he looked like someone worth following. Now apply this to the adult world. Companies, meetings, negotiations, politics. The game hasn't changed. Research from the University of California confirms that more attractive people are perceived as natural leaders, even without having more experience or qualifications. The reason? People associate good looks with competence and authority. Is this ridiculous? Maybe, but it's also extremely useful for those who know how to play the game. And here's the interesting part. This has nothing to do with looking like a runway model. Look at Jeff Bezos before and after his divorce. Before, he looked like a nerdy billionaire you wouldn't recognize on the street. After, a guy in a tailored suit, tanned, with a completely different presence. What changed? He finally understood that when you look powerful, people treat you as powerful. You can either keep playing the nice guy who works hard and hopes to be recognized role, or you can realize that your image is a shortcut to the top. The one who decides whether you look like a leader or just another background character is you. Your appearance doesn't just make you money, it can even keep you out of jail. If you think appearance only matters for landing a good job or attracting women, let me tell you something, it can even save you from a prison sentence. Yes, you heard that right. A study from Cornell University found that more attractive defendants receive lighter sentences than less attractive ones, even when they commit the same crime. In other words, not only do good-looking men make more money, but they also pay less for their mistakes. Think about it. If even judges, people trained to be impartial, are influenced by appearance, imagine the rest of society. And speaking of judgment, let's talk about today's modern courtrooms, dating apps. If you've ever used Tinder or Bumble, you know that first impressions are everything. No one is analyzing your character or kindness. They're judging your profile picture. And if you still believe that beauty is subjective, explain why a guy with a chiseled jawline and sharp style gets 5 times more matches than a guy taking a bathroom mirror selfie. The reality is clear. The world favors men who know how to present themselves. You can ignore this and keep complaining about life, or you can invest in your image and start watching doors open for your career, business, relationships, and, if necessary, even in court. As always, the choice is yours. Beauty isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, and those who understand this win the game. If you still believe that you're either born attractive or not, I have some news for you. That's loser talk. You know, who also wasn't born good-looking? Tom Ford, before he learned how to dress. Jeff Bezos before he swapped his nerdy sweaters for tailored suits, Chris Pratt before he lost weight and became an action movie star. The list goes on. The biggest mistake most men make is thinking that appearance is a life sentence, when in reality, it's a project. And you are the architect of that project. Let's be real, it all starts in your mind. Getting a fresh haircut, wearing a sharp suit, and walking like a winner won't help if, deep down, you still think like an extra in someone else's movie. Men who believe in their own worth project confidence, and that confidence makes them more attractive. It's a cycle, either upward or downward. And you decide which way it spins. If your mindset is still stuck on the idea that there's nothing you can do, here's some free advice. The man you want to be already exists. He's just waiting for you to start acting like him. The Powerful Appearance Manual: How to Become a Man Who Commands Respect. Let's get straight to the point. A man who dresses well, smells good, and presents himself with confidence automatically holds more value in the market. And if you still think this is nonsense, then tell me, why do the richest men in the world always look impeccable, even when they're casually dressed? This isn't about vanity, it's about positioning. Did Steve Jobs always wear the same outfit? Yes. But every piece was tailor-made. Does George Clooney always look effortlessly elegant? Yes. But he never leaves home without a sharp haircut and an impeccable fragrance. And if you think this doesn't make a difference, check the studies. Research from the University of Nottingham proved that men who wear pleasant fragrances are perceived as more attractive and confident, even when respondents couldn't see their faces. Yes, you can seduce through scent. Now let's talk about practical steps. Do you want to make more money, be more respected, and attract high-quality women? Then start with the basics. Hygiene and self-care, the bare minimum to be taken seriously. If your face feels like sandpaper, use a moisturizer. It's not vanity, it's self-preservation. Your hair shouldn't look like a bird's nest. Find a barber and get a haircut that complements your face. Beard, if you keep it, maintain it. If not, shave properly. Your choice. But neglect is not an option. Wear a fragrance that makes a statement. If no one remembers you by your scent, you're playing at an amateur level. Style, dress like a man who deserves respect. Fit matters. No, I'm not talking about that. I mean your clothes, your shirts and suits should fit perfectly. Forget ridiculous trends. A classy man doesn't follow fads. He sets a standard. Shoes matter. Women notice them. Successful men do too. What do yours say about you? 3. Body language. What you say without speaking. Stand tall. Straight posture, aligned shoulders, chest slightly forward. If you look weak, you'll be treated as weak. Firm handshake. No weak grips. Eye contact. If you keep looking away, you've lost before you even begin. Now you can ignore all of this and keep complaining that life is unfair, or you can act like a man who knows what he wants and goes after it. The choice is simple. So tell me, which side do you want to be on? The side of men who understand the game and use their image as a tool to earn more, be respected, and live at the top? Or the side of those who pretend appearance doesn't matter and keep losing opportunities without even knowing why? If you've made it this far, you already understand that the way you present yourself can open or close doors before you even say a word. You've seen how attractive men earn more money, get promoted faster, have higher chances of success, and are treated better in everyday life. But there's something else you need to understand. Looking powerful means nothing if no one respects you. And here's your next challenge. Because maybe you'll start taking better care of your appearance, investing in your style, and becoming a visually imposing man. But if your presence doesn't command respect, you'll still be ignored. And then looking sharp won't matter, because an elegant man who doesn't know how to assert himself is just decoration. The good news? There's a way to fix this. In the next video, I'll show you how to stop being ignored and start commanding respect. Looking successful isn't enough. You need to be treated like someone who demands value. If you want to learn how, watch now. How to stop being ignored and demand respect. Before you leave, if you want more money, more power, and more elegance in your life, subscribe to the Man of Elegance channel and hit the like button. Because elegance opens doors, and a man who understands this never gets left outside. If you enjoyed the video, drop a comment below. Appearance equals money. Do you agree? I want to hear your thoughts.